So now you are in Seattle, near Seattle, and you close your eyes, all those travels, 空谷幽兰的 travel and 禅的行囊的 travel. When you think of these travels, how do you feel?
One thing I feel lucky to have undertaken those travels. I'm 77 now, and I'm suffering from a spinal injury. It's hard for me to walk anymore. But I feel very grateful that I was able to make those travels when I could and meet so many great masters not only in the Zhongnan Mountains, but also in many of the monasteries, many of the nunneries in China. Mm-hmm. There's so many women who are becoming great teachers now in China. I feel very privileged, and also I just also feel very honored to have been able to, you might say, Chinese culture has had such an impact on my life. Mm-hmm. I feel like I've had a chance to study and be a student of Confucius, yes, and Lao Tzu and the Buddha and so many great poets like Tao Yuanming. They've become my teachers. Mm-hmm. And one of the wonderful things about China is the preservation of the past has allowed me to travel in China and to pay my respects to Tao Yuanming, mm-hmm, to visit his grave, yes, to visit the place where he used to drink. And the same thing for Su Dongpo or Li Bai or Du Fu, any of the great poets. I've had this great opportunity to go to Shaolin Se or all these other monasteries and to pay, even though some of them have become tourist centers. I don't care if it's a tourist center or not. I go there for a spiritual purpose, to pay my respects to these teachers of the past who inspired my life, and I, write about it so that I can help inspire some other people here in America, and in China too.
Yeah, so far it has inspired more Chinese, I think, and just the people think you are 功德无量 because this is some revive this tradition. You single-handedly made this happen. Nowadays there are more hermits. I think it's a good thing.
I do too. I mean, there's always going to be hermits who aren't successful, and there's always going to be hermits who are dilettantes and just playing around at being hermits. But still, it's a great tradition, and it produces great teachers. If you read the biographies of all the great Buddhist and Taoist masters of the last 100 years, you cannot find a single teacher who was not a hermit.
Yes.
Every single Taoist hermit, every single Taoist master of any significance or Buddhist master, they have all spent time alone. That's where the great teachers come from. And the reason is when you study with a teacher, you become a disciple of that teacher.
Yes.
And you learn how that if you go into the mountains and spend time alone, you develop your own voice.
Yes.
You have your own words. Your own words come from you. Your own practice. You become a teacher.
You mentioned that Americans are not interested in Chinese culture that much.
America also has a Zhongguo added Taidu. America thinks of itself as the center of the universe. So why do we need to know about those people living 1,000 miles away across the ocean? So that's the attitude of most modern Americans. But that's not true of people who are educated here in America. Anybody who goes to college nowadays in China becomes very interested in Asia, in China, Japan, India, different parts of the world. I'm just talking about the average American, who's not that well educated.
Yes.
And basically, just xenophobic ideas.
Yes, I know.
So Americans are interested in China. The things that the Western people, like myself included, love about China is the Chinese past.
Yeah, that's my second question. Why do you prefer ancient China to nowadays China?
Because modern China has never interested me. Because it's an example of a great success story, of a materialistic success story. the kind of life that I'm not interested in. And so
Uh,
that's why modern China doesn't interest me, and even the great literature that's being produced today and great poetry doesn't interest me, because it's the poetry of the urban tragedy in China that's taking place. Trying to just I'm not interested in American poetry either, that represents this modern way of life and coming from it. And so
yes.
I've because I look at China as a great teacher, but I think the greatest lessons that the West can learn from China are the lessons from the past.
Yes.
And so
So the talks you have done across the country are mainly given to those educated people in a college setting.
yes, yes, I
Yes.
often every year I give a couple of talks at different universities, and it's always to college students and teachers, professors.
You also taught at the Wanfo Shengcheng.
Yes.
How was the experience?
Well, it's a very unusual place, Wanfo.
Uh,
And I spent 2 years there, and
uh,
it's probably the only place in America where a lot of Chinese people are living together, practicing spiritual life. So
uh-huh.
it's like an island.
Yes.
It's like an island, very unique. But it, it hasn't, its influence has not spread very far beyond the island. It's very insular in its practice. Everything is oriented towards the understanding of a Xuanhua Fasher. If, whatever Xuanhua said is what the teaching is, and of course he was a great teacher. And if you can follow his teachings, you couldn't do much better than that. But unfortunately, my experience in Wanfo is it was very limited to that. I didn't see it as a place where a lot of great teachers were going to come from, and that's my honest view of it. Because
Yes.
everybody either had to follow whatever Xuanhua said, or you should leave.
Yes.
It was very dogmatic, you might say, not very
Yes.
open to different views, and didn't have very much contact with the community.
Yes.
So, like I say, but I can't. But I admired the practice of the people there. Was so sincere, so devoted.
Yes.
I admired it. Admired what they were doing. It was not my way, but it was definitely a unique place in America that will probably inspire many people who visit it.